Okay, just pulled the shadow out of the shed, the back of the shed. Time to stretch his legs a little bit. Make sure it stays running. So it probably hasn't run in 3 or 4 weeks, I guess, probably last time I rode it. So we'll see how easy it is to start. Ignition on. Hold the choke. Punch the button. Pretty good. Okay, time to take it for a ride. Okay, there's the shadow. Time to go for a little ride. Dust off some cobwebs on this baby. I don't do very many videos on this bike. Usually because it's a pain in the butt to get it out. It's tucked away in the back of the shed. So I gotta move 2 other bikes just to get to this one, and then I have to, rock it back and forth a million times because I got it wedged in there to fit all these things. So this one doesn't get out much, but we have it out today for a lazy Saturday cruise. Just to make sure it stays running and in working order. This thing is actually quite amazing. I mean, it's a very reliable bike. It always fires up. Never have a problem starting this bike. It's a 2001 Honda Shadow Spirit 750. I believe they call it the Black Widow. It's just super reliable. It's carbureted, but you'd never know it. I mean, turn the key, pull the choke. If the bike has run in the last week, you don't even have to pull the choke. You just push the button and it's running. But even if it hasn't run in 3 months, fires right up. I would say this bike is comfortable for maybe the first 30 minutes. It's comfy because it's a cruiser bike. You're a very relaxed, easy seating position, but it's just a touch small for me. Close my visor. Hopefully that's better for the sound. Yeah, I'm 6'1". I got long legs, and I feel a little bit cramped. Like my legs were, if they were a little bit further out, stretched out, I think it'd be way more comfortable. And the crash bars, I don't know if you can see down there, but I find it hard to shift because the crash bar's in the way. I can't get my big old fat boot underneath the shifter. This bike's fun. It's just a easy cruising bike. Doesn't have a whole lot of power. Give you some basic specs on this one. It's a 750cc. It's got about 45 horsepower, 45 foot-pounds of torque. It weighs close to 500 pounds. It's 496. Ready to ride. 3.6 gallon tank. Seat height's 26, so very, very low. 5 gears. It's got some decent pull. I mean, you twist the throttle, it goes. It's not mind-blowing fast or face-melting fast by any means, but you can feel the power, feel the torque on the cruiser bikes. You know, the V-twin. What else about this bike? I don't know, if you want like a mid-size reliable cruiser, this would be a great one to get. I really like the look of the newer ones, actually. The new Shadows, a Honda Shadow Phantom, those are pretty sick looking. They're all blacked out, like flat black. And they're shaft drive though. This is chain drive. This thing, as far as I know, those are the stock pipes that are on it, and they're loud. This is definitely one of my louder bikes. This rivals the my other Honda, the CB300 that I got the Yoshimura on. This is probably louder than that. Went to the Dixie Gun and Knife show this morning. That was interesting as always. I've been there a million times. It wasn't crowded this year, which was great. Usually there's so many freaking people there, you can't walk. But this year there was like half the amount of people there for some reason. So it was nice. You just got to cruise around, look whatever you want at whatever table. But I did pick up these gloves there. These tactical, I don't know, they are awesome. I like them. They were like $20. It's cheap. Got the armored knuckles, and I like the strap actually. The Velcro strap around your wrist, you can make it real tight. I like that. These are good. It was a good deal, man. I don't know if they're supposed to be motorcycle gloves, but they are for me. I wish they had a different color. They had black and tan. So we went tan. I wish they had like, I like my green ones actually though. Those green gloves I have are probably the ones I wear almost every day. But they're junk really. If I ever fell, they'd never protect my hands. These might help a little bit. But yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with cruisers. It's fun to cruise. But if I had to, I'll probably end up selling this or trading it at some point. As soon as I figure out what I want to get next. If you got any suggestions, then leave me a comment. Let me know, what do you think I should get? I'm leaning towards a dual sport bike. Yamaha XT250, KLX 250. I mean, I'd even consider a TW200 maybe. I want a small dual sport. Or Supermoto is intriguing me right now. I'd really like to take a hard look at a Supermoto, but there's not many options for those. You can buy. I don't want the Suzuki DRZ 400. I don't like that bike. I don't know. And I don't want a carbureted one. So you got that. You got the Husqvarna 701, and you got the KTM 690 Adventure that you can get Supermoto, but those are crazy expensive. The KTM and the Husqvarna are like $11,000-$12,000 motorcycles, which I don't know if that's worth it. So if you have a Supermoto, tell me about it. Tell me what you got, how much it was, if it's worth it or not. So Supermoto's intriguing. Dual sport is Something I definitely want to get eventually. I want to put one of those into the stable. And then, I mean, I'd love to ride like a leader bike at some point. That Yamaha XSR 900, that thing looks pretty sweet. And the reviews say that it's pretty powerful. I think that could be fun. Yeah, see, this thing's got plenty of pull. I needed to scoot in front of that truck to get in the right lane, and man, just no problem. Yeah, I don't know. The more I ride this thing, though, I still like it, man. I do like this bike. And I own it. That's the thing. That's the hard part. When you own a bike outright, there's no payments on it. I own all my bikes. I don't pay anything. I own my truck. I own my bikes. And when you own it, it doesn't cost you anything but gasoline and maintenance and insurance, which is nothing, you know? I mean, insurance on this thing is like $200 a year or something cheap. So I'm kind of like, well, I guess the only reason I would sell it for something new is just to have that little bit of extra cash. There's a festival going on down here. Have the little extra cash to put down on something new, and then also I need the space in the shed. Well, I figured I'd come out for a quick buzz on this bike, keep it going. Well, I should probably check. I'm at, what, 96 miles. You gotta watch this thing, you know, with the gas tank. You only get like 100 and something miles out of the tank before you're flipping to reserve. I don't know, I should probably feel, where the hell is that reserve switch? Oh, it's right there. I don't even know what it's on right now. It could be on reserve. I should check that. But yeah, but this thing's terrible range on this. I think 110 miles-ish you're flipping to reserve, and that's like a gallon. So you're probably gonna get like 150 miles out of this thing before it's just completely empty, which is not good in my book. I like bikes that have big gas tanks and a long range. I hate having to constantly fill up. That Versys I have, dude, you can ride that thing forever. Because it gets like 50 miles a gallon, and it's got a 5.55 gallon tank. So I can ride it till like 230 miles before I like start to get worried about it. And even then, I probably have, 50. Because I do that. I fill up at like 230, and then there's like a gallon left in the tank. Which means I could have drove another 50 miles. Woo! I can feel the heat rolling off of this sucker, though. I am sweating now, sitting here at this light. Let's get this to the highway. Cool ourselves down, and you can see how it does on the highway. Okay. Let's check it out on highway speed. Oh yeah, I mean, it pulls smooth. So that was just a 70. I think we're in fourth. Let's hit fifth. There we go. Oh yeah, I mean, this bike's so smooth. You can feel the rumble in the seat and shaking the handlebars and then the foot pegs a little bit, but the power delivery is super smooth. So we're cruising about 68, fifth gear. I'm just gonna roll on it real quick, make sure there's no cops, well actually let me wait for this underpass. Sometimes the cops hide up there and they get you with the gun and then they come down the ramp. They're tricky. Yeah, I mean it cruises 70 with ease. You could totally highway this bike for a long time. It just doesn't have the comfort ergonomics for me to ride this for a long period of time. I'm starting to feel it already in my legs. I can feel it cutting out. Oh shit, I gotta flip the reserve. There we go. I tried to twist the throttle and it just died. I was like, what is going on? It totally crapped out, died. And then right here underneath my left thigh, flip at the reserve and then I can feel it kick back in. But there you go, 101 miles. You can only drive this 100 miles before you're flipping it to reserve. That is awful. Let's take this one. There we go. Let's see how she corners. We'll take it third. 40 mile an hour. They suggested 25. Yeah, we could do 40, even more. I mean, it's pretty good. Feels planted. This is a weird on-off ramp. See ya. Alright, I gotta get back. I gotta check my phone to see if my Facebook person is gonna meet me to sell me their truck soft topper. I've been searching. I really want a soft topper. I don't know if people know what that is, but it's basically like a cap for your truck, but it's made out of like canvas and it's retractable. You can put it up and down like a convertible top. So you can have a truck, you can have your cap over your bed, or you can take it down and it goes up and down like 2 seconds. And I've been wanting to get one, but they're like $800-900. That's a lot of money for something that's not a necessity. So I've been like periodically scanning Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and like just by some chance someone has one that, you know, they just don't want anymore, or they bought the truck and it was on there and they don't want it, or whatever. And I found one. Couldn't believe it. One that fits my make, model, and year of truck on there. Now they retail for like over $800, and the guy's selling it for $3. He sent me pictures. It looks good. No rips, tears, cuts in it. He says he has all the hardware. So, I mean, it's like a third of the price. I'm gonna buy it as long as I get there and it looks decent. So, I'm sure at some point I will do a video on that. So you can see how that works out. All right. That's all. Hope you enjoyed.